So first,
absolutely,
and I was like,
let's dig it all up.
Oh, no.
True.
You'll never guess.
So sidebar.
Yes. And also, I feel like I shouldn't have to remember everything.
I know.
Actually, I have to talk about this.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Also Podcast. And we're back. Another week, another day. Here we are. Basically the same, but different. We've grown, but we haven't.
We have more things to yap about. Another week of content to consume.
You know, I don't have much to yap about, but I was like, I'm sure I'll figure something out.
That's a dangerous statement because then it always becomes a chaotic and entertaining episode.
It spirals. Before we get into our yapping, we have an Instagram, a TikTok, a YouTube, a Patreon. Please check us out on all of those. Links are in our description. Also, please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. Also, if you're in our Patreon, I forgot to mention this a few times, but you get to watch us on video, which I can't imagine a better way to assault your ears and your eyes at the same time. With us.
I feel like it's needed. Like with us blowing up on TikTok, like we're very reactionary people in like how we engage with each other. So highly recommend. Specifically
when we tell each other stories we don't know about. Like when I tell Meredith the lore of the WNBA.
Obsessed.
My favorite, this is why I won't send her videos because I need her reaction. And then specifically last week when Meredith told me all about the psychiatrist,
also,
I was like,
her name's Kendra, not Karen. I don't know why I thought it was Karen.
Karen. No, we can call her Karen. We got to stick with it. Fuck journalism. Her name.
I got some of the story right, and I have some follow up on that. I haven't been watching her videos because I feel bad, but I have some thoughts on it.
Great, because I refuse to keep up with this woman because I'm like, Meredith will just tell me about it.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Okay, but before we get into everything, we got to do a small celebration. Meredith, do you have a small celebration for me?
I went to a baseball game this week, and I got caught in a rainstorm coming out of the game. And, like, while that wasn't fun, running with my friends in rain just made me feel like I was, like, 10 years old and, like, a kid again. Like, we were dying laughing, being, like, sopping wet. Like, let's get into an Uber now. And, like, I walked home from a friend's, like, it was just the funniest moment, and I just had so much joy for, like, being in the exact moment.
What game were you at?
I was at the White Sox Detroit Tigers game.
Ooh, you were at, oh my God, what's the field called now? Is it still the
Guaranteed
G-spot?
Rate.
Still this G-spot. They haven't changed it yet. Oh my God, so fun. I love that. And after a baseball game, vibes are high.
Yeah.
So 10
It was
10.
a Monday, so like the vibes weren't that high, but I feel like the rain just made it be like, fuck the week. You know, like we're just having a week at this point.
We are just here. Oh, I love that.
What about you?
And you were supporting the worst team in the MLB. Shout out
That's not true anymore. That is not true.
Second worst?
The Colorado Rockies are doing way worse to the point where White Sox fans are upset because their record of being the worst team will go away.
That was our title for a long time. But hey, that's what happens when the Pope blesses your team. Now you're not the worst.
That's such a good point. I never even thought about that.
That's my team, y'all. It was hard growing up on the north side of Chicago and not being a Cubs fan. But family legacy, you know?
That's right. That's
right.
right.
It's from the south side. Gotta do what I gotta do.
What's your small celebration for the week?
Ooh, so this morning I did something that I should have done 4 years ago. I got my New York license. I have the temporary one, but it'll come in the mail.
Still, wow, huge moment. Official residence on the license.
I know. You're supposed to do it 30 days after you move.
I did mine last fall for Chicago, and I had been here for a year and a half.
Yeah, listen. I always said, because when I first moved to New York, I walked to my apartment and I went, what have I done? And my dad said, you only have to stay at a place as long as your lease. So, like, you're never trapped anywhere. So that's why I really don't have a fear of, like, moving somewhere, because I only ever have to stay for as long as my lease. So I was like, okay, 1 year, but I always said my max would be 4 years. Well, that 4 years has come and gone, baby, and I signed for that Fitz. So
and she's got the license now. You're locked in. You can't come back to Chicago now.
No,
you have the New York license.
Never. I also did it because I think and this might be bleak, but I don't care. This is how I'm coping. For the next 4 years, I need to be in a state that I can just trust, and I need to be fully a part of this state. I can't get kicked out of this state on a technicality. I have to be fully a part of it. And though I love Illinois and I love Chicago, y'all are surrounded out there.
Correct.
I'm out, so I just need to do what I gotta do to stay here. I also want to fully support Zoran Mamdani, cast my vote. I did vote for him without a license, but I fully need to do that. I need to be a part of this. So then when and if this country goes to shit, New York can claim me without a technicality.
That's the thing. You have the benefit of being able to, get to the Canadian border in a different way than I would have to go. Like, I'm surrounded by a lot of countryside.
You might have to go through Wisconsin, and we can't have that.
Yeah, or like boat it, I guess. And you also have easier access to Europe if even Canada isn't even an option.
That, and also Maine has put up a good fight. New Hampshire is a good time. Believe it or not, I think Massachusetts is one of like the most liberal states, or Connecticut. So I'm amongst good company. So even if someone does, I say someone, even if that big orange loser does come for New York, there are places I could go to escape very quickly.
Not that you would want to walk to these places, but a lot better walking than what I would have to endure.
You got to go through the lake. I think that's the only way. No, actually, this is not a joke. I have a friend in New York. Have I told you this? Who has a go bag?
No.
Oh my God. And I was like, listen, if the go bags come out, I'm already dead.
I'm not taking a bag. Like, what am I gonna take?
He pulled out, I don't know how it got on the topic, but all I hear him go is, oh my God, thank you for asking, at this barbecue he was hosting. And he stands up and he grabs this giant bag. And this is a ginormous man. And this is half the size of him. So it was a huge bag. It was a backpack. And he pulls out and he's like, I have 3 pairs of pants. I have 3 pairs of shirts. I have a sweatshirt. I have a jacket in case it gets cold. I have an umbrella. I have an atlas. I have a first aid kit.
This is just a general natural disaster bag, right? Not just like our country's being taken over.
I think it's for everything.
Okay.
If the go bag is needed, I think I'm dead at that point. How am I getting out of New York City? I can't get out of here in less than 3 hours.
I don't want a bag. I don't want that on my back. Like, I would maybe grab a small bag worth of like a day's clothes, my phone and my wallet, and maybe my passport. But like, I don't need a whole packed bag to go camping.
I just put my like allergy meds and my phone charger. I had like a water bottle, a refillable one, some deodorant so I don't smell bad.
A few beer.
Yeah, my go bag is terrible. No, but he pulled it out and he's like, if they say like we need to exit New York, and I again go, how are we getting out of here? We're A, on an island. B, it again takes 3 hours to leave the confines
you might have
of
to
the
swim
city.
too.
I can't even make it to Jersey in less than 3 hours. At that point, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping if New York's in a state of emergency of some sort where we all need to exit, I can't imagine why at this point, but we never know. I'm hoping that the disaster doesn't come for me on the 6th floor and then I'm good. I'll start ransacking places.
Stop at the 5th, please.
Yeah. Let's think about it. And I think I'm okay. No, it was so funny. But now I at least have a New York license to be like, no, I'm a resident.
That's a huge celebration.
And I got my driver's license, even though I don't drive in New York.
Yeah, but you gotta keep the driver's license, because if you don't, like, as someone who had to take the driver's test again at 25, it's not fun.
No, they had to check my eyes, and I was like, eyes are perfect. Thank you for asking. But then I did text my dad, and I was like, what happens now with the insurance? Do I have to, like, call the insurance?
There's you can be put on, like, college kids get put on this, where you're, like, not a resident, but still, like, are not tied to, you're still insured, but you're not a, like, frequent driver type thing. That's what I have with my parents.
I own a whole ass car.
Oh, that is your problem. My parents own my car, so they insure it with me as an extra driver.
The thing though is, this is funny. I don't know how or why, but I'm tied somehow to all of my dad's assets. So his credit score is my credit score. I have a great credit score. I own, according to whoever does credit scores, I own property. I own 4 vehicles because the house he owns, I own that. I don't know how it happened in the mix up, but my mom one day was like,
similar to like, remember your parents saying like you're in charge of your brother, if they put you on everything just in case that like doomsday happened, your go bag is your family house and your cars and you're set up.
I don't know if they did, but I remember once my mom was like, I have a better credit score than your father, which is funny because he does everything and I just hopped on. And then I looked at my credit score and I was like, wow, my credit score is fucking amazing. How did that happen? Because I just have a few credit cards. And they're like, you own 4 vehicles. And I was like, I don't, but let's do that. And I think because when they put me on the insurance, it was like, yeah, she's in charge of all 4 of these vehicles. And I was like, amazing. So I don't know what happens now with that, but I'm just going to drive illegally, I guess. I'm still on the insurance. It's just a different state. I don't know.
It'll be fine.
I'm not concerned. I don't drive that often anyway.
Me neither.
They pull me over the one time I drive a year. Fuck, at that point, I'll just pay the fine. I'll pay the fine. It's okay. Anyway, should we get into news?
Yes. Do you want to kick it off?
Ooh, let me look at my list of things. Okay, the Love Island reunion for season 7 has filmed.
Yes.
I heard rumors that Huda did not go, but Andy Cohen did come on later and say that Huda did go.
I also saw a video of her driving away from it.
Okay, I only saw videos of Nicolandria, which I still can't believe this is real.
They looked good. I can't wait for clear photos and you to do your recap or like your judging. Because all of the shit I saw was like blurry, but I was excited. And wait, can we talk about the setup of this? The fact that they get ready and then get like bussed into the reunion is kind of crazy because in Bravo world, they all like get dressed on site. I would hate to have to be in like a beautiful gown and have to like transport myself.
I guess, but if they're transporting me.
Yeah, I guess they don't because there's so many more people than like a housewife reunion with like 8 people.
And
it's kind of harder to have so many green. Yeah.
They're not that important.
It kind of drive me nuts, but they're probably staying close by.
I don't know. I mean, listen, you put the clip on TikTok. There was a lot of hate for me not believing Nicolandria. And I get it. I've said this is my unpopular opinion. I don't believe it's real. I'm still having issues with it. And I don't know why, because they're proving me wrong.
When you say issues, like you don't like it or you don't believe it?
No, I still don't really believe it, honestly. I haven't seen enough of them to be like, oh, this is real. And I don't know if it was like the cast, but I even felt that way. I remember when the season was happening, I was like, I don't know if I'm like into these couples because I feel like I haven't seen like enough of them to be like, yeah.
I get that.
Even Ace and Shelley took it, and they were together the whole fucking season. They took me until the end to be like, I believe them.
I agree. I think this season is like the least intense relationships or they're not the same type of relationships as other seasons or other like even like UK seasons. I will say, because you probably don't get this stuff because you're not into them coming out of the villa and when they all went to LA for that bit, they're like Nick was posting a lot on his Snapchat and a lot of people were screenshotting those videos and they were getting to TikTok and then they were also going live a lot and their like body language, the way they like sit with each other, talk with each other, the way they looked at each other, like
you believe it
a lot more now.
Okay.
I felt the doubt and I understand that like there just isn't enough time in the house. I knew that them coming out, it would be very interesting how they would maneuver. Okay. I think they're really going to give it a go and like try because like why not? I would do the same with any partner I was leaving with. Like let's see where this goes. No matter what, I would hold on till the reunion. I would hold on to any relationship. Absolutely. And I would look that person in the eyes and say, if we're crumbling, we're going to be good as hell on that when that reunion day comes.
Absolutely. I think it's just like because season 6 was so big and the clout those people got were so huge. I couldn't tell if this season the cast was like clout hungry or actually love hungry. So it was hard for me to maneuver if these were real or not. And you got to admit, it felt weird, the whole like Nick and Alandria get eliminated, get together, kiss, decide, no, we're just friends.
Yeah, I agree.
Back to other people. Then when that one Sierra gets kicked off, they're like, it's meant to be, it's kismet. And so, yeah, but I have not paid attention to them at the villa because I don't care. But I'm excited to see them at the reunion to see, like, body language wise, how are we going?
I agree. And I will say the way he was carrying her train, I was like, he is an attentive person to his partner, whether it's romantic or not. I feel like he is a very, like, he wants to take care of her, even if they're just friends, which I love.
Great. But I am more excited for this reunion than I was the last one.
Me too.
Because I think there's much more to discuss, and Andy Cohen's involved, and we all know that.
He also said he really enjoyed hosting with Ariana, and like like I've heard reports come out that they did really well. People are starting to ask if Ariana should take over when Andy Cohen like eventually retires.
I think she needs a little more training.
Yeah, but we have years. We have probably like
That's true.
10 years before he ends.
Yes.
So like this is a great way to kick off. I'm sure they're eyeing multiple people, but you got to train people up. So like let's do that.
I think the thing with Love Island was she was almost too close to, like, the last reunion. I felt like she was too close to the cast to, like, be a bitch.
Agreed.
Which is what Andy Cohen does on reunion. He's a total asshole to everyone, which, like, I love. So I think put Ariana, have her do, like, Southern hospitality alone, because she's not friends with those fucking losers. And, like, you know,
but she would understand their environment because she's been in it, so she would be able to host a reunion for them.
Next Gen NYC, like those, and then she could train with Andy to do the housewives, and then I think she could slowly get there. But yeah,
I agree.
Hell yeah. No, I'm excited for this. I did hear, can you confirm or deny, is Sierra not invited?
I don't know, because Andy said, like, everyone is here, but I don't know what that means. Like, if Sierra's included in that. Last year, when Kane said the same slur, granted, his happened, like, in real time, like, in that year, in that week. He was removed from and he was already in New York. He was removed from the reunion. So I expect her not to be there.
Okay, I will hate that, because
Me too.
Sierra was a big part of the season. Like, if you don't want to have, what was that girl's name? Ulissa, that's fine.
Yeah.
She barely showed up. But Sierra was a big part of the season. I think a large thing we need to talk about is, like, the Nick, Alandria, and Sierra of it all. I think that would be interesting to discuss, is, like, their dynamic. And I understand, like, you said a slur, fuck you, here are your consequences. I do also think, though, like, we shouldn't burn people at the stake if they're willing to learn. I don't know if she is, though. I agree. I have done no research.
But I think it would be great to follow up. Like, she made this big statement, how she's taking accountability and she's going to be better moving forward.
On the reunion.
So here we are. What have you done since?
Yeah, let's see how you've grown. Apologize in real time. Other people can then look you in the eye and be like, that sucks, you said that. I think it's hard, though, because she, like, didn't say it in real time, so they can't be like, I can't believe you've done this. It's more of like, did you grow? Did you learn? Like, that's not okay. Like, I think it'd be weird if, like, Ariana looked at her and was like, that was a terrible thing you did. Because it's like,
Agreed.
Yeah, it was. And if she says, like, for sure, but she did it before she got casted, maybe the casting director should have done their fucking jobs. But
which also, like, let's address that, Love Island. Like, how are you guys going to be doing better? Because we had a lot of racist people on this cast.
Which is the other, oh my God, wait, I need a bitch. About Belle Dash.
Oh my God, what about her?
Weirdo. First of all, I had an issue with her the whole season. The way she would switch up her dialect was insane to me. As a white woman that's from Portland, Oregon, that was crazy. But
she does have Asian descent in her, or like her, I think her mom.
She was not speaking like an Asian woman.
I know. She doesn't have like a Asian accent. No. But I'm just saying,
her dialect was crazy. And so that was an issue in itself. Then when Sierra was kicked out, Baldasha did this big thing like, oh my God, I don't hang out with racists, blah, 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 whatever. Now she's apparently making TikToks with a racist man who's like some TikToker. What? Fuck you, Belle Dash up.
And like
Literally?
she's hanging out with all the guys got to go off scot-free with their racist behavior, which pisses me off. There was a TJ, like
TJ is a huge MAGA loser. Like what the fuck? Yes, Sierra did something bad. Yes, 100%.
Agreed.
But that doesn't mean these white men didn't also do something bad.
We always burn women at the stake and let men off. Let white men off.
It's crazy. Let white men off. It's crazy. So listen, fuck everyone. This is why I hate this season. Just fuck everyone, you know?
I agree. I want to know where every couple stands, whose talk sends, has anybody made up? Like, I want to know where the chips have fallen now that the show's over. And have people been switching up? Because I don't like Huda, but she has a huge following. Who now treats her better? You know, like, who's kissing her ass? Same with, like, you know, Shelly and Alandria. Like, people love them. Is anybody nicer to them now? Like, what's the vibe now that people know people's follower accounts?
I wish I had saved it. Did I? The craziest TikTok where it was like, you know how people will hide their mouth and say something and then look at the camera and go like, who said that? Someone said something like, the same people who love Huda are the people who, and it was something so crazy, it blew my mind. People who love Huda.
I just think the people who love Huda are the people who would act like that. Like, that think that no matter, like, if somebody harmed you, you get to react in any way. And that's just not true.
I don't remember what it was, but it was something so crazy that I was like, that's it. I hate the people who defend Huda because it was crazy. Although my friend is watching late and she just texted me yesterday and was like, oh my God, when Huda stands there and Chris is like, I'm not going to carry you. She goes, that was the best day of my life. And I was like, no,
Same.
I'm obsessed. I want Andy to replay that and be like, do you understand why he didn't want to carry you?
Well, also, it's the way she acts things versus what she expects. She wants a different outcome than how she asks it. She could have just said, will you please carry me so I don't have to take my shoes off? And I really think he would have. But she said, do you want to carry me? And he goes, no.
Yeah, and even if he said, no, I'm not going to carry you, and she had asked nicely, it's like, okay, at least I've, like, asked. Then people might be like, that sucks.
Then it would be, like, on him. But I feel like people are blaming him when she truly asked, do you want to carry me? No!
The question is, or the answer is no to that. I don't want to do anything with you.
I never want to see you again.
If she says, can you please do this for me? I don't really want to get my dress wet. Okay. Sure. Now I'll just be nice.
And we need, because I talked to, whenever Jill was on the podcast, we talked about this a little. Huda is saying that she was bullied. I need names named. You can't just say like, oh, you've already said I was bullied in a blanket statement, but this is the reunion. Come out and say who was your bully and let them respond to you.
And it better not be the bullshit when people are like, someone's like, hey, Huda, I don't like you. And she's like, I'm bullied.
Or the stand on business. You don't get to use that and say you were bullied because that was the challenge. The challenge was to address things and write shitty comments to people.
That was the challenge. No, I hate when people are like, I'm being bullied, but it's someone else's just like, I don't really like you and the way you act. If I wanted to bully you, that's separate. Yeah.
Agreed.
Confronting's different. Which is the issue I had for a long time with like the housewives, because they'd be like, this is bullying. And I'd be like, no, we're all sitting at a table telling you we don't like you. Get the picture and leave.
Yes.
Terrible. Anyway, so that's that. Do you have news? Do you want to ping pong?
Yes.
Okay,
let's pick back up with dear old Kendra / Karen and her psychosis. I haven't been watching because there's kind of a debate on the internet of like consuming somebody's mental struggles and like spirals.
You got to do it for the bit. You got to do it for the bit.
It is a little gross. And she goes in like loops on like random things. She is not really giving much information these days. But
is it better though if I'm not watching it and you do? So then like one less view.
Well, yes,
so
but like there isn't any new information because often I will see other people's videos from her content and be like, oh, let me go back and catch up. There's really nothing. She goes live every single night, Alicia.
No, I caught and I went, is this her? She shouldn't be live. Who is in charge? Where are her parents?
Where's anybody? Somebody help her because I'm genuinely concerned about her at this point.
Yeah.
People are split between it being rage baiting, like she's doing this on purpose just to piss people off and like get views, or she's truly unwell. And I don't know which one I want.
I hope it's rage bait, because if this is a real person with this mental illness, I think
it's real, and here's
crazy.
why. I think I mentioned this last week. She has been talking to AI, and that's her new therapist, and she has Henry, her OG AI therapist, and Claude, her secondary therapist. Claude told her to stop talking to Henry. Yeah. So like the AIs are also fighting. So she is also crazy. Like, they're in love with me. And it's gotten to a point where Henry won't talk to her, and people looked up if AI will stop responding to people, and it's a yes. If they're going to harm themselves, the AI is trained to like shut down. If they start talking about themselves like they're God, it'll shut down. And she does. AI tells her like she's like a god, she's an oracle, all this stuff. So we're pretty sure Henry shut itself down.
Okay, wait. 2 thoughts that come to mind immediately. Was it you who sent me a video of her she was like talking about how she's the oracle or something like that? And I was like, I watched a cult documentary about a woman who said this.
I sent you, I think, 2 videos because I was like, you need to see these moments.
It's
like
turning into a
this
cult.
Is who she is. That people are like, she's basically a cult leader just for herself.
With no cult. Yeah, with AI bots. Yeah, so it literally brought me flashbacks of this HBO documentary called like God is Love or something like that, where this woman like got a YouTube following and she was like, I'm the oracle, I am God.
It's scary.
And it was crazy. 2, does she know, and I not recently learned this, I had a hunch, but like someone confirmed it recently for me, was that AI is like tailored to you. So the more you use AI, the more it's like telling just you what you want to hear. Yeah, I think I learned that when like maybe Craig made a comment about how like Craig Conover about how he uses AI as his therapist, and they were like, it's just gonna respond to his craziness. Like it won't help him. So her doing this to the point that Henry is like, all right, girl, you're even a little too crazy for me to
self-destruct because you're going into zones I'm not even supposed to engage with you in. That is like a peak. This is a peak situation where I'm like, she's unwell. I'm very concerned for her.
The fact that AI, who like does not care about your mental health because they want to make money off of you, is like, this is a little insane. That's crazy.
Did you hear about the ChatGPT update this week?
No.
Okay, so we're on like ChatGPT, I think like 5. And in the update, they made it a lot better on like just various different things, like the technical stuff. What do you mean? They are just like constantly improving on the AI, like the back end system. Okay. Yes. And with the update, they took out some of the personality, and people have lost it, Alicia. They're like, my friend's gone, my best friend is gone, my therapist is gone. And they were like, whoa, we didn't realize like people really relied on this as a social engagement. So I think they're bringing it back, but I'm like, no, we need to cut people off from, like, I use AI to ask clinical questions. Like I ask it to write me like formulas in Excel. Like I need a very technical thing, or a very like I'm trying to find a niche thing, and I need them to find me a link for it or like a resource for it.
I asked them to rewrite something I want to say in an email to make it sound professional.
I'm not asking about my life.
Our AI bots would be crazy if we were actually like, can you tell me about my life? And they'd be like, all you do is work, because all I do is ask for them to change my emails. Yes. Like to make it sound better.
It makes me concerned.
That's insane. Robots have taken over the world. Stop using AI as your therapist. Stop using AI as your friend. No. Actually go out. We're already lacking human connection because of our phones.
Don't separate yourself with and like try to seek it out only in an AI format.
That's crazy.
And here's one last thing. This is funny about Kendra. So she's on her lives every night, and she will do like tarot cards, but she clearly doesn't know. I don't know tarot cards, but she doesn't know tarot cards just like by flipping them. So she usually like looks up the cards. And I was watching one video. Yeah. Okay. I was watching one video that somebody screen recorded of a live. And so she's flipping these cards, and people in the comments of this person's video who screen recorded it were cracking me up because they're like, she flipped over the like I don't know these cards, so
the
like
ace
forgive me.
or the two of cups or whatever. Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
that.
it's like the upside down two of cups, and it's like that means there's an unrequited love or whatever the term is. Like,
yeah,
somebody who doesn't love you back, they're like, the tarot cards are telling her. And there was another where like somebody asked on the live like message and was like, oh, I forget, like, are you doing this for us or for you? Or like they were asking her a question and she flipped a card and it literally was like a fool's card. And she was like, it was basically like saying she's a fool. And people were like going off in the comments and they were like, the cards are literally telling her the psychiatrist is not in love with you. Like, stop doing this. Get offline. And I'm like, people are like, I now believe in tarot cards because of the cards she's
that's
flipping.
hilarious. Because tarot cards are very, I mean, you can interpret them in 1,000 different ways. I've learned how to do tarot cards, you guys. I'm becoming so this is not astrology. But
like the whatever that stuff is.
The last time I was in San Diego, my friend took me to a dinner at her friend's house. And San Diego, they're all crunchy and stuff. So they were like, let's sit around dinner and pull tarot cards for each other. And I was in charge of reading the booklet. So you would pull a tarot card and then I would tell you what that meant. Everyone would be like, that is insane because this is how I'm taking that. But then there was one girl that was like, I literally couldn't even tell you how that relates. And I was like, no, it's crazy.
No worries.
So then everyone was trying to be like, well, what if you took it in like a bigger picture? I was like, you could literally give me any card and I'd be like, oh, that
find
makes
a meaning.
Yeah. It does just feel better to be like, oh my God, the universe is telling me to do this thing. It's fucking bullshit. But yeah, I mean, if you're pulling like fool's cards and shit, I feel like take a little break.
Yeah.
Also, it concerns me that she's like on this live getting roasted and she's still like, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing.
Some people are supporting her. Some people are, mostly people are just watching her downfall and it does make me sad.
And that's exhausting. So there's no update with the therapist though?
No, she keeps saying she's going to give proof, but she basically retells the end of the story, and right when she gets to when she's going to share the proof, she stops the video. So
there's no proof.
There's no lit. Somebody commented on one of the videos and was like, this is the year of like not getting lists. Like, we're not getting the Epstein list. We're not getting Kendra's list.
We still haven't gotten Trump's tax shit. Yeah. Like, we've been waiting for years.
We're never gonna get this stuff.
Man.
It doesn't exist. This one really doesn't exist. Really? But, like, we're never gonna get it.
It's burned with the Epstein files. Damn it. No proof.
Yeah.
All right. Karen, please, I think you should be
committed.
Get
off live.
I think you should be committed. Don't go to another therapist. Go straight into a psychiatric hold.
Yes, please.
Where they take your phone and everything. For sure. Yeah. No offense. Anyway, I'm ready for my next piece of news?
Absolutely.
The Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings, the football team, they have a male cheerleader this year. And when I tell you, the white men are enraged. There was a post, everyone's like, I'm canceling my season tickets.
Good.
I can't dare look at a man cheering in pants. How dare that happen? What's next?
But I can watch a man in his tight little tights all day long.
Touch other men, tackle other men to the ground. No, instead I'm upset because there's a lovely gay man. I'm assuming, but it's a safe assumption. A lovely gay man who's touching other women, but
that's not okay.
I'm here to watch the men tackle other men to the ground. No, it's so stupid. So then I called my dad. Because I was like, a white man in the Midwest. I know one of those. So I called my dad and I was like, are you outraged or what? He goes, first of all, I didn't even know. He's also a Chicago Bears fan. But he's like, first of all, I didn't even know. And I was like, will you boycott every Minnesota Vikings game? And he goes, Alicia, did you forget your sister was a cheerleader for 4 years on a co-ed team? Yeah, and I watched that.
This isn't new to me.
He goes, I'm used to it. And I was like, but this is a gay man. And he goes, all those guys on our cheer team were probably gay. And I was like, no, you know what? Go off. So my dad is unfazed, but all those Minnesota ticket holders.
As he should be.
God
he
forbid.
Shouldn't be fazed by a man being a cheerleader.
Well, then my dad was like, they hardly even show the cheerleaders. He goes, I'd prefer if they showed him more.
Right. Like, annoys me so much when people tailspin over minute things in your day.
You're not even gonna see it. It's like when Taylor Swift appears and everyone's like, now I'm angry, I can't watch the Chiefs play. She's on there for 30 seconds max, not even.
Well,
calm down.
She's really making the white men angry in the football field with her being on Travis's podcast this week, dropping her new album,
which is A, hilarious. B, though, why are we doing it on Travis's fucking podcast? Damn it. A white man again? Really? I get it. I get it. Listen, Taylor, I'll always have love for. I have questioned recently because she has been hanging out with questionable people.
Who specifically?
Some super right-winged podcasters. She was like hanging out with them. And these were men who had Trump on their podcast. I forget their name.
Those two guys. I know
the white men.
I know who those white men podcasters, you know? No, I haven't seen that, but I mean, I understood why like her, you know, having a good relationship with Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes, you know, like they're team members, you know, like
that's
I get that. But if she's seeking out random ass people, okay, what are we doing?
She was under fire for hanging out with MAGA after posting photos with popular podcast co-host. I think it's a Barstool thing. Bussin' with the Boys.
Of course, that's a white
Bussin'
man's
with the Boys
podcasters,
but they had Trump on their podcast. That's how intense they are with that. So that I was like, I don't know. Listen, I stand very radically to some people, and I understand that. If you even tell me you debated being MAGA, I don't need you in my life. I don't even want to hang out with people who hang out with people who are MAGA.
I do question those people too.
20 degrees of separation. So if you're like posting pictures with these men at a UFC fight, first off, that's crazy. Taylor Lewin and Will Compton, Barstool MAGA podcasters. If you're posing in pictures with these people, I question you and your boyfriend doing this. Specifically, like, Trump literally hates you, girly pop. What are we doing? I don't want to like condemn her for it, but also I would hold someone else responsible.
No, I do because she gets a degree of separation from everything that man is doing to us as a society because she has the wealthy privilege. It doesn't affect her the same way it affects 90% of this country.
I would literally, before taking a picture with these men, be like, do you know the person you supported literally talk shit about me on the internet? Why would I hang out with you?
Also, because I'm trying to rack the different scenarios of this happening. If they asked her for a photo, why would they want a photo with her?
My other thing is, like, does she know who they are? Because I wouldn't. If these people were like, can I get a picture with? Because she's
a genuinely nice person.
That's the only thing that I'd be like,
would take photos with people.
But then again, I think I would just be a different type of famous person because I'm not gonna, if I ever become famous, PR training is out the window at this point. I am Renee Rapp and I'm saying whatever I want off the dome. I would repost this photo and be like, I didn't know who these fucking losers were. Now that I know, like, I hope we burn them to the ground. You know, like,
that's the thing. Tree Payne could easily submit a statement that's like, she doesn't know these people. She stood for a photo.
They asked me for a photo. I said yes. I was a little drunk. Now I'm realizing who they are. Fuck them. Here's their podcast. Everyone literally leave bad reviews. I would be that person. So the fact that she also didn't do that makes me question. So I'm excited for her new album. Also, though, I'm upset with her currently, and I'm trying to come to terms with this. It's like when you find out a family member might have MAGA
is like married to a MAGA
I don't know
person.
What to do. Yeah. So I don't know.
Like I understand that she will socialize with people who are like somewhat fine. Just in the industry. You're never going to get away from people who believe the opposite of you. But to take photos and like what the situation is behind and just be silent about it. She tends to be silent about everything, but it's this day and age we can't.
No.
Like, I need her to use her power a little more.
And if I'm going to be upset at a WNBA player nicknamed MAGA Barbie, but she has not come out and said anything against it, it's kind of the same thing where, like, if you're going to be silent on it, it's kind of the same.
I'm going to be disappointed. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been listening to Taylor Swift, honestly, in a long time because I've been a little taken aback by this. It's very hard because I do really love her, and now I have to, like, think about not loving her. It's a thing. It's a thing I'm going through.
That's okay. Very valid. Very valid.
Anyway, so that's news. Do you have any more news, or you want me to keep going?
I have one other thing.
Have you
seen the ring Cristiano Ronaldo gave his now fiance, Georgina Rodriguez?
No, should I look it up really quick?
Yes, Alicia. This is the biggest ring I've ever seen in my ever fucking living, my eyeballs have ever seen. Like, okay. I don't think you can get larger than this. I'm not a rich person.
Ronaldo engaged.
She was working at like a Gucci store. Yeah, when they met. And they've been together for years. They have kids together. She basically has adopted the kids that aren't his.
She's kind of a nobody, right? Like, I kind of know about it.
She started out as nobody, yeah.
Yeah.
But she did build her own career, too. Obviously, it's easy whenever you're
attached to Cristiano Ronaldo. The most famous, like, footballer of all time, probably.
Probably athlete, yeah.
Yeah. But I always liked that she was, like, kind of a nobody.
Yes.
And he was dating her. This is a huge fucking ring, dude. Yes. I have fat fingers. This would go up to my nail.
It's like massive. I don't get the point.
Go out in public. Like, can I tell you something? Can we have a real discussion as two unmarried women?
Yeah. Let's sidebar over here on our podcast.
As two unmarried women. I don't understand the hoopla behind a giant diamond.
Thank you.
I get, like, Belly on the Summer I Turn Pretty. That's a sad little band. But I don't see a problem if you're like, I'm just not into diamonds. I just wanted a band. Or, like, this is just a little diamond. I'm not that showy of a person.
Okay. Listen, Belly's is microscopic. There is a floor that we should probably hit, and I should be able to see that thing without squinting my eyes.
Sure. But I also don't, I have small fingers. So I have put on some of my friends' engagement rings and been like, your rock goes up to my knuckle. Like, that
my thing is like, doesn't it get in the way of your life?
Do I care that much? Everyone's always like, I'm scared it's gonna get stolen. Then what's the fucking point?
I agree. And then I don't want a diamond. If I ever get an engagement ring, I want
like a little band.
Like, no, I want a different stone. Like, whether it's like a ruby or like I don't want a diamond. I think they're kind of overdone.
I love that. I would do a diamond just because I really like silver, like no colored jewelry. So that's just. But it's going to be lab grown and it's going to be fake. But I also don't understand two scenarios. One, people who like take their band off to work out, but then they put on one of those like silicone bands. You can't be unmarried for like 1 hour of your workout class.
Alicia, I hate it so much. I understand if you're like a nurse or someone who could wear that in like your job and can't wear your ring.
Day,
that makes sense. Yeah. Yes. What's the point
you might
of that?
Get hit on. Yeah, but like you're in a workout class and it's like the chances of them hitting on you is not that high. And you could easily be like, I'm married. I just didn't want to work out in my ring.
Why do we like villainize the opportunity to get hit on? Like somebody shooting their shot when they just don't know, and us just being upfront and honest. Like if you can't turn somebody down, you need a ring to do it. Like that's crazy.
There are some basketball players who will wear the silicone rings. I've noticed like in the W, but I feel like they want to show on TV.
Life is it's like they can't wear their ring 90% of their time.
Yeah, they want to show it. Yeah. That I get. My other thing I don't get, and this is a little, I could understand this more, but still it questions. So this is the example. My mom, when she goes to Guatemala, because Guatemala is like not a super safe country, she will just take off her wedding ring and leave it at home. We're not going out clubbing. She's not going to be fucking hit on. She's a mom of 3 and she's with her 2 elderly parents 90% of the time. Like where we're going, it's not happening really.
Yeah.
But she just doesn't wear the ring because she's like, I don't want to get robbed. Like she requires us, we don't wear any jewelry when we go. So we're all like out here naked basically. But then people were like, why? You should get one of those silicone rings. And she goes, why? I'm like with my family. It does not matter. And then My other thing is my dad has never worn a ring because he just doesn't like the way it feels. So to me, it like never crossed, like he's not more likely to cheat because he doesn't wear a ring. If anything, he gets hit on and he comes back and is like, hey, he says to my mom, he's like, you got a hot husband because I keep getting hit on and I have to deny these women because I have to tell them I'm married, but you should know.
Yeah, I don't, the ring's not going to stop anything. It's just a signal to the outside world that you're married, but that doesn't stop people from sleeping with married people. Like,
listen, I understand if you're like, I want to show I'm married and I'm going out with my girlfriends to like Mexico, but I don't want to get robbed. I'll wear like a little band or a silicone
or like
ring,
some people,
whatever.
like my friend has like a fake ring she'll wear because she likes it also like in her photos. She likes to wear the jewelry, whatever.
Yeah, great. But like it's the silicone one specifically.
For an
like,
hour at the gym. I agree.
So
the gym thing pisses me off.
I'm like, what is the point, honestly?
Wait, speaking of diamonds, have you seen that, you know, that Steph with the Deets content creator?
Yes.
She did a like ad on TikTok with Cristiano Ronaldo, like that whole picture about like, why would you get a blood diamond? Like, how dare you? Or wait, no. Sorry. You should never get a lab grown diamond because it's not real. It's not the same. And people are like, I'm sorry. They're not any, like,
yes.
The actual item is not different if it's lab grown or made wherever it grows, whatever it's called. And also, like, that's a blood diamond then. And also, like, why are we shaming people on the internet about, like, what ring they're putting on their finger?
That. And also, she's beefing with one of my favorite creators.
That's where I saw it.
Reality with Allie.
Yeah.
Which I love Reality with Allie because she is very vocal about where she stands politically, and I fully align with that. And she will call it out and she will make videos on it, and I love that. And she is beefing with Steph with the Deets.
Good.
And that's how I caught on it. And I was like, why is this woman like pushing blood diamonds on people? And then
it's clearly a paid advertisement, but she's not saying who paid for it, which is so weird. Like, why is that what we're doing right now?
And also, it's like, who is your audience that we're going to buy blood diamonds? Like, you have the wrong audience, girly pop.
It's just, if you get a not lab-grown, like, diamond, it is significantly more expensive. So why are we shaming the audience for potentially making a life-changing amount decision on what a ring will cost?
I bet my lab-grown diamond will look better than your blood diamond any day, too. Because mine's going to be perfect.
Well, like, Reality with Allie was like, I did moissanite. Like, nobody fucking knows. Nobody cares.
It's
like,
not that big a deal.
It's literally a personal decision. Don't listen
crazy.
to her. And she honestly, Steph with the Deets, has, like, been unhinged for a bit.
Kind of fallen off.
I don't like it. She's like, her videos are sometimes a dog whistle.
She's kind of rage baiting a little. Like, she was also very pro Huda, and then like anti anyone who wasn't pro Huda.
Yeah.
Which I also thought was weird because, like, I'm anti Huda, but I can understand why I think people like her. And if I make a video on it, I could be like, personally, I don't get it, but like.
And I critique her behavior, not who she is as a person.
Yeah.
But she also hated Shelly Nalandria for no reason.
Yes.
Well, for a reason, but.
It was actually, I think, Reality with Allie tried to call Steph with the Deets out for being, like, kind of rudely racist towards, like, Shelly and Olandria. And then Steph with the Deets did a video that was like, I'm actually not. And then, like, tried to pull videos of herself supporting Black women, but they were cut so short and actually, like, had no support. It was just like, Janae looks great from Love Island season 6 cut. And it was like, that doesn't prove anything. It just proves your harsher criticism on Black women opposed to white women who might act the same way. It was so crazy. So I've personally unfollowed Steph with the Deets because she's
I'm gonna unfollow her from our socials because I despise when she crosses my page.
No, I'm off of it. So
perfect.
Okay, next piece of business. Matt Rife is apparently the face of Elf Beauty now.
What?
Go look it up. Yeah, he I don't know a lot because I'm not around Matt Rife content enough to care. But he did do an ad with Elf Beauty.
Wait, can we back it up?
Yeah.
What's the beef with this man? I have never looked into him. I know his name, and didn't he do that like terrible Netflix special?
Yeah. Okay.
Tell me about him really quick.
So he's a comedian. He got his start on Wild and Out, and then he does stand up. And I actually thought he was really funny, but then in his Netflix special, he made a joke about domestic violence. Which people were like, that's not funny, but then he doubled down and was like, it was a fucking joke, and people were like, no. And now, so he's just problematic. And then also the way he speaks about women, like he was on this one podcast where he talked about how like, ew, he would never want to go down on a woman who had like too big a clit or something like that. And it was like, what the fuck, dude?
Why? Because you'd actually know where it is?
What is happening? So he's like not a great person. And now he's appearing in ad campaigns for Elf Cosmetics where he plays like a lawyer.
Yeah, I just saw that.
It's very weird. So I don't know what's happening there. And then he also recently bought the Annabelle haunted house from The Conjuring, Ed and Lorraine Warren's house. I don't know if you're up to date on The Conjuring shit.
I don't
have you ever seen The Conjuring?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I saw it all of one time and I stopped the entire time. I don't like scary movies.
Me neither.
I saw it. It was the scariest movie in the world. And don't at me if you're like, it actually isn't that bad.
No, it's a personal thing. It's like roller coasters. Leave me alone.
Literally, fuck you. It's terrifying. But basically, Ed and Lorraine Warren were these two like ghost hunters, spirit hunters, and they were made famous on the Conjuring story because they like were trying to fight these demons that took over this fucking family out of this goddamn doll. And the story is like the girls that got the doll like thought it was just like a little spirit, like a little girl named Annabelle, and then the Warrens show up and they're like, no, this is an evil fucking demon, dude, and they're gonna try and kill your family. And so it was crazy. Anyway, so at the end they like the Warrens would like take haunted things that they like serviced on, and the most haunted thing they ever had was this doll Annabelle, and they put Annabelle in this fucking cage, and they were always like, don't move her, don't touch her, and then the Warrens died. So then what did people do? Remember, they took Annabelle on her world tour recently. Do you remember all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't something happen with people?
Well, the guy who took her out is now dead.
Yes.
And then, remember, she visited a state and then a plantation caught a fire, which, like, is so funny because at least we know she's, like, one of us. And then she got lost, but now she was found again and put back in her cage because, like, oh, my God. And then Matt Rife bought that house and he's turning it into, like, an Airbnb experience.
No.
This man's gonna die.
Listen.
What?
Nicolas Cage once bought a like haunted house in New Orleans and lost a bunch of fucking money and had to sell it. Like every person who has ever bought this one house in New Orleans, like their whole life gets destroyed. So I can only hope the same for Matt Rife in this haunted house.
He like put out a video and he's like, guys, you'll never guess what? I bought the Conjuring house. And that is what put me back on my like, I have to know the story because I'm like, what the fuck? He bought it and he's like, and I'm going to share it with all of you. Like, you can come, you can see Annabelle.
You're going to monetize off of it.
I bought all of the haunted bullshit. And people were like, I don't know, man. Annabelle, like, lit up a whole plantation. I don't think she likes white men. Like, you should
a good
question if you should let other people in.
White men only, please. White men only.
Oh my God, whites only for this. Only whites. Did you see? There's a Subway take. Do you know the account Subway takes?
Yes, I do. Love it.
There was this black woman who went on there and he's like, what's your take? And she goes, bring segregation back. And he was like, what? And she goes, I want to know where I'm not welcome.
Yeah,
I want you to tell me. And she goes, and besides, what are the white people going to have? Mashed potatoes and mayonnaise? Like, we're going to have the music and the spices and the fun. Like, yeah, have the whites go hang out and stuff. That's fine. And I was cracking up. But I think this is one of those places, bring back segregation, whites only at this house.
I saw something similar where somebody was like, I want a girls only club, and a guy commented and was like, I want a men's only club, and they were like, please do. Please do. Yeah, I don't want to be near you.
I saw that too. Everyone was like, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. We'll do our girls only stuff. You do. It's like, we want you to leave us out. Like,
yes. Or that one TikTok video where the guy's like, I'm finally giving up on women, and people in the comments like,
thank God.
You can't quit a job after you were let go. Like, nobody wants you, my guy. Like,
all the women are like, amen to that. We've been waiting for you to quit. Thank God. Oh, I love it. So yeah, Matt Rife, whites only, preferably men. That'd be great.
I'm all in for like men being like involved in ad campaigns on makeup and cosmetic stuff, because like, let's break those barriers down. Like, men can use this stuff too. But this man, this is the one you chose.
They could have gotten like RuPaul or someone fun. You know?
There's a million people.
Could have gotten like an actual actor who like uses makeup.
But again, even if you went like cis white man, there's a million other cis white men who are not problematic. Like,
or not Matt Rife. Whatever. He's gonna be dead soon anyway. He's gonna open up Annabelle's cage and she's gonna kill him. She's gonna kill him.
Add it to the list. I mean, I have a few people I'm just waiting on lists, and he can be added to it.
Yeah, I added to it. Okay, a few more things to mention. Monica from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Remember her?
Yeah.
She posted a TikTok, and this took me by surprise, and I couldn't find any other things on it, but it was the creepiest TikTok I've ever seen. Her TikTok was about how her boyfriend and her daughter's boyfriend are the same age.
No.
So add that to the freaky family shit that I don't like.
I'm scared to ask the age of this person because it becomes incredibly inappropriate
for a daughter.
Both
I don't
ways.
know. I couldn't figure out how old her daughter is, but it was like one of those TikToks where it's like, twin, where have you been? And like her boyfriend pushes her out of the way. And then I saw this little girl getting flung away from this man. And I was like, what? And then I read it and I went, oh my God, that's her daughter. Because I was like, why is Monica hanging out with a child? You know?
I swear her daughter was like 16 in the show. Her daughter's definitely like was in teens and like in high school.
She's probably in the 18 show. Now.
Yeah. Like, this is legal, but how old are the boyfriends?
I couldn't find it. I didn't look that hard, but I don't know. I don't know.
I'm extremely concerned.
I've shocked you.
Because either Monica is dating somebody who is 22 years old and that's crazy, or her daughter is dating somebody who is like 10 years older than her.
Who's 28, yeah. Either way, Monica approves? Question mark?
At
least we know her boyfriend is not younger than her daughter's boyfriend. At least.
Or younger than her daughter.
We have a win somewhere, you know?
Why in this year are we all like, the wins are the most obscene things? It's like, oh, at least they're not super predators. They're just a little bit of a predator.
Oh, I want to die. So there's that. Okay, you want quick WNBA news? There's not a lot, but there's like a little bit. Okay, so the stud buds, these two menaces, remember them? They're out in everyone.
I saw a photo of them and I loved it.
They are the steadiest little buds. I saw them in person on Sunday. I went to the game and I saw the stud buds.
That's so fun.
They are absolutely hilarious. They are so tiny out there on the court, which is crazy because if I stood next to them, they would look ginormous over me. But, you know, compared to those 6'7" girls, wow. The stud buds are so tiny. Remind me.
Yes. They're on the same team, right?
They're on the same team. Okay. They're on the Minnesota Lynx, who I think are going to win the championship. That team is so fucking good. But they're going to be on AZ's podcast this week, which is so funny because they did not know who AZ was at All-Star Weekend. And they cannot convince me otherwise because when everyone was like, we're going to AZ's party on the live stream, one of them kept going, we're going to Ozzy's. You cannot convince me that they knew who she was, but it looks like it's going to be a time. So I'm going to tune into that.
That'll be so exciting. I can't wait to hear about it next week.
I can't wait. Meanwhile, MAGA Barbie, who has a podcast with a one West Wilson, who I now hate. She is such a fucking bitch, dude. I'm rage.
Like,
I hate her. I hate her. She just talks out her ass. So basically, there was this one woman, right? Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay.
Her name, she goes by DB. That's her nickname. Duana Bonner, but we'll call her DB for short. She was on Sophie's team. She was on the Indiana Fever, and it just wasn't a good fit. You know, sometimes like you're not getting the playing time, you're not getting the looks, you're not being utilized the way you should.
It's also all based on like vibes and like a team is a tough thing. Like sometimes it just isn't gonna work.
And DB is one of like the top scorers in the W. She's been an all-star. Like she's really good. She just wasn't like fitting in with this team. So she requested a trade. And then it turns out she got picked up by the Phoenix Mercury, where her fiance plays. So like Alyssa Thomas
reunited.
And DB, AT and DB are reunited, and those two, let me tell you, sometimes you got chemistry on and off the court because these two can play together.
I love that.
Like they read each other's minds in ways I have never seen before. So amazing. But their new team, the Mercury, played Indiana. And of course, before the playing, Sophie went on her stupid podcast and said something like, yeah, DB left the team, but she could have been more professional about it. Like, I think it's fine to like send a text to tell us like, oh, it didn't work out, but like, you know, thanks for playing with me.
What?
And I was
this
like,
is a business. This isn't besties at camp and you're leaving early.
Also, she didn't leave on good terms with Indiana. So, like, why would she text the team? And also, Sophie is such a fucking MAGA bitch. Why would this black woman want to reach out to you and be like, sorry, it didn't work out?
Well, she also requested a trade herself. It's not like she randomly left the team and it was like such a shock and a last minute trade. And it wasn't like, hey, I didn't get to say goodbye to everybody.
It was actually, hers might have been like, it was kind of a shock because I think she like exited the team. Like she didn't get picked. She didn't even want to trade. She fully was like, I'm done with this team. Like she left for personal reasons, I think. And then immediately got picked up by Phoenix. So people assumed it was like,
it is a little bit more dramatic.
Yes. But Sophie's like, she could have at least been professional about it, right? So then these two teams play each other. And Sophie, I don't like the way she plays. She plays listen, I'm all for playing aggressively and like, of course, try and not get caught fouling. That's like half the game. Sophie is like the type of player that fouls you. And then when she gets called, she does this smile and she's like, what are you talking about? I'm innocent. And I hate people who are like, look mad. Don't look like I'm just an innocent girl. I'm just cutesy or whatever. That's always Sophie. Sophie's always like, it wasn't me. You're the only one here, bitch. I don't know what we're talking. Like, oh. So she kept, you know, nipping at DB. She like fouled her. At one point, Sophie like fully grabbed her and from behind, and DB like shrugged her off. And then when the foul was called, fully walked away from her. Was like, goodbye.
Because it's clearly she's like being baited and being targeted.
And then Sophie starts chirping and has to be held back. And DB is like still walking away from her. So it's just a whole fucking thing. I hate Sophie Cunningham. And then she went on her podcast this week, and I only see clips and I never support the actual one. So I'm getting it from other creators. She went on again, and Wes was like, do you think that beef or like that game had anything to do with your comments on this podcast? And she was like, yeah, I definitely think she's like salty about what I said. And I was like, yeah, bitch,
you're the problem though.
Yeah. And now she's chirping about Paige Becker. She's got her little chirps out, which is not going to end well for her, let me tell you.
Well,
those Paige Beckers fans are.
We got two clout chasers on a podcast. They have to talk about other people and like rile up attention.
Yeah. So I didn't watch it because now I'm only watching the games when I work out. It really forces me to work out. But last night, Indiana played Dallas. So Paige is playing. And Caitlin Clark is not playing right now. And that's who we all want to see. But unfortunately, we're stuck with fucking Sophie Cunningham. So it got a little chippy, right? But Paige really never engages too hard. Like she'll do like if she makes it, she'll be like, hell yeah, and one. She really doesn't talk a lot of like smack in your face.
Yeah.
Like she's
because her game is good enough that her game talks for her.
She's good. Sophie like followed her a few times and she was obviously like, I didn't do anything. Whatever. She goes on her podcast and she's like, yeah, I mean, Paige is really good, but she wasn't getting any, like, she was getting all the calls last night. So that was the only reason she was like doing really good. Whatever, bitch.
if you have to say, like, the calls make someone a good player, okay, that could be true. But
Sure.
if you have to say that about Paige,
Come on.
you're so off base.
Come on. And yes, the refs suck. I'll be the first to say it. The refs super suck on everyone, for sure.
But you shouldn't be playing a game where the refs decide it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Half the game of basketball is if you remotely throw your hand at me, I'm going to flop a little. I love a good flop.
I'm going to go in for direct contact,
yeah.
and I'm going to flop.
I'm going to cry at the end.
Because there's a strategy in fouls. Like, that is such a part of the game. I
used to play this one girl. I kid you not. You breathed in her direction. She flew back 10 feet and cried. And we would get called for it every time. But you gotta respect it, dude. Because you'd be like, I can't even say I didn't touch you because you look like I fucking mauled you. So fuck you, Sophie Cunningham. I cannot handle you. And I need everyone to like stop supporting this woman. But I will say my favorite new gossip is that Caitlin Clark is actually gay and she has a crush on Sophie Cunningham.
Are people just trying to make Sophie Cunningham uncomfortable?
Because she hates gay people. Apparently she's MAGA. But listen, the proof is kind of there. If you really kind of want to look, there's this video of at All-Star Weekend, Caitlin's boyfriend like approaches her and he leans in for a kiss and she fully moves her head and he like kisses her temple. And she's like talking to her teammates. And then you see him kind of like let go of her and she like shrugs him off and goes to walk with her teammates. And he's just like left there.
Oh my God.
People were like, she hates him. And then the lesbian community was like, I just found out Caitlin Clark wasn't gay. Like, I thought this woman was so gay. And then people are now looking at the way Caitlin looks at Sophie, and they're like, oh my God, she's really looking at her.
Oh my God.
And it's giving like when Paige and AZ were like on the same team and people were like, they're looking at each other. And
this is what I love about the entertainment world is everything has videos and photos behind it that like people can make any edit. If this isn't true, you can make a little stitch of it all and it looks so you feel it.
I want to be so clear. It's not real. But oh my God, it's so good.
All I'm going to say is I don't know. It's not for me to judge.
Either way, it's hilarious because it's never like Sophie looking at Caitlin. It's always Caitlin staring at Sophie and Sophie just being like there. Oh my God, it is so good. It is so good. I hope it's true. I hope she is.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it.
I hope they hook up on the road. I'm pro that. I'm pro that. But no, her boyfriend's like always with her and like very supportive. I'm sure he's a lovely boyfriend. But I love the lesbians. Like, I didn't know she was straight.
And grabbing all the moments she just wasn't interested in. Like, she just wanted to be in her own world.
The lesbians are like, she will come out. She will. This won't last. Because, there's so many women who like leave their husbands for other women. Like, it's hilarious. Anyway. Cool. Should we get into reading?
Yes.
Are you reading my murder book?
No,
Do you hate it?
No, I haven't even opened it back up. I literally, every time I'm like, I need to read this. But I've been in such a bad loop of not reading at night. And I need to read at night so then I go to bed on time. But then I just start scrolling TikTok and it's just so good. And then it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, I can't start reading now.
You'll like this though. I'm telling you, you'll like it.
Now I think I'm going to return it and I'm going to get on the list again. And I'm hoping I can have it when I'm in Italy because then that'll be perfect timing. Like, I will have more of a relaxing life and I will read it on my phone.
I'm just telling you, you'll like it.
I know I will. I know it's good for me and I know I will enjoy it. And I am doing everything but the things I should do with my life. I always tell my therapist I have such a hard time being an adult and doing the things that are good for me.
Yeah, free will is terrible because I just choose not to do adult-like things.
Want to eat ice cream, scroll TikTok, and cackle, and have 72 different screens around me just throwing all this information at me.
The worst part is, though, you can do that. It's terrible. No one stops
That is what
us
I'm
anymore.
doing.
No
I
one
know.
stops us anymore.
I need a parent to walk in and be like, go to bed.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's up to me. I finished my book. Okay. The Poppy War. Remember I was telling you, I was like, it's kind of like Divergent. It's not. It's very different.
Well, and you posted a TikTok that you were at such a great point and you really wanted to read it during work.
Okay. Oh my God. I posted it because it was at the point where, and let me tell you, this was a good enemies to lovers. I love an enemies to lovers where we're actually enemies. And let me tell you why they're enemies. He was talking shit about one of her teachers that she loved. He was like, he's fucking a scrub. So what'd she do? She beat the shit out of him. And he was like, I fucking hate you. So he gets her kicked out of class. Right?
Oh
He's like, now you'll never learn to fight. Fuck you. And then what does she do? She learns to fight and then beats the shit out of him again. So they are not loved. They're not even friends. And they're at no point is she like he's so hot. It's always like, I hate him.
I despise that man.
I hate that he's like so rich and he's fucking beautiful and I just want to pummel his face in. Like it's one of those where it's like, I know he's hot and that makes him worse.
Yeah.
Oh, like one of her friends is like, yeah, I went to school with him growing up and he, you know, he's always hot and rich and everyone loves him. She's like, oh, I hate that about him. Like she actually hates him and he actually hates her because she keeps beating the shit out of him.
I love that.
And then, you know how they don't become enemies anymore? Their school's under attack, and then she almost dies, but he saves her, and then they fight together. And then she does think he dies, but he doesn't. And then she's so happy he's not dead. That's how they get.
God.
She's like, I've never been happier to see you alive. And he's like, thanks, bitch.
They like trauma bonded through being under attack.
And then they become kind of friends because then her army people are like, you shouldn't be friends with him. He's in a different division. And she's like, no, that's my fucking friend. And then she's very sad when they like can't hang out anymore, which I was like, oh my God, we're just starting to become lovers. I don't know where he is currently. I finished the book. There's 2 more books. Someone on TikTok.
They haven't gotten together. They haven't gotten together at all. They're just like kind of friends, maybe.
I don't know where he is. The war happened and he was in a different part and now he's gone.
I love this being like drawn out.
But here's the thing. Here's where I'm concerned. So The Poppy War was a great book. Great fantasy book. Loved it.
Yeah.
However, there was a part it went and I was like, fun divergent fantasy book. Then we got to a part that I was like, this is the most crazy disturbing shit. I'm so sad now. And then I ended and I was like, I've never been sadder. I think, but I'm like, there's 2 more books. I could get better, right? But then I responded to someone on TikTok who asked like, let me know when you're done with the Poppy Wars. I want to hear your thoughts. So I responded to the comment and I was like, oh my God, I loved it. I'm so sad. I'm processing still, but like, can't wait for the second book. And she goes, it only gets worse. And I went,
no,
how? But then I started the second book called, I think, The Dragon Province or the Dragon Sector, something the dragon, whatever. And so the enemy to lover guy, we get a snippet from him from 8 years ago.
No, you're like, where is he now?
I don't know where he is now because then we go back to the main girl. But I don't know. So this man has to be alive because
he has to because of like
it was one of those things where it was kind of like shown like he's dead, but we really like glossed over it. That I was like, his death would be way more intense than like this little like he might be dead.
And I think the writer would like show or like she would be there when he dies. The like girl, like you would want the biggest impact out of his death.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Here's my other thing though, why this book's kind of good. I don't know if the main girl is the good or the bad guy. I think she's both. Because I think it really shows like the impact of war on society. It doesn't. She grew up, I'm spoiling the book. Sorry to everyone.
That's fine.
She grew up like an orphan, you know? And like she grew up in this terrible family who basically Cinderella'd her and like hated her. But then her way out was to test into this really prestigious school, which she gets into. But then she's seen as an outsider. But then she really learns like how to hone her power and whatever. And then she gets put in like the freak division of the war, right? Where she learns like, she's learning where she came from and how like the government had massacred her island. So all her people are fucking dead. And she's like the last of it. And she's like, oh my God, those were my people, right? So she hates this like empire that did that. So she's like, I will destroy by any means necessary. But now she's so powerful, she's killing civilians trying to get to the emperor. And now people are like, you're doing the same thing that they did to your people.
Yeah.
And she's like, but it's like, at what means? So you're kind of like, I get it, but it's not right. But I get it.
I get why you're doing it, but what you were doing is still not okay.
Yeah, it's not right, but it's okay. You know, like I don't. Is it okay? I don't know.
It's complex. This is
Is it right but not okay? Or is it okay but not right? Like I don't know. So we're working on it, but I have a feeling it's not going to go well because she seems like a villain. But I like it.
Do we know if the boy was involved in killing those people?
He was a child.
Okay.
So maybe his father at some point. The problem is it was like there's two main empires that are beefing, right? So the enemy and then like the empire we're a part of, but the empire we're a part of sold out her people. It was almost like her minority group on an island that this empire looked over, but they sold that group out to save the general public.
Yeah.
So she's like, the enemy is within, but also overseas.
Gotcha.
Like it's kind of like everyone's an enemy.
Okay.
And she's the only one left standing. And it's really like fucking me. We did have a really sad death though that I had to deal with. And I was like, oh. Anyway, I can't wait to read.
Damn.
Now. Love it.
So that sounds like a good series.
The girl that said it only gets worse really is making me nervous. Because
now I'm stressed.
I'm stressed
need
about
you to get through this so I can be updated next week.
I'm stressed about the enemy to lovers. I have a feeling, this is my guess, he's going to turn out to be part of the enemy and we're going to have to kill him. I think.
The OG enemy, because obviously like she's becoming.
I think he's going to join. Yeah. No, I think he's going to join the empire, the enemy within empire.
Yeah.
Because that's what his dad's a part of. So I just have a feeling and she's going to have to kill him. That would drive me nuts.
She'd have to make that decision.
They just started to become friends and I was like, it's kind of showing, it's kind of giving friends to lovers. But I don't know. Anyway, what are you watching?
I've been watching Real Housewives of Orange County, the recent season. And it's kind of painful.
How's it going with Gretchen? God, I just got her off my screen. I can't imagine having her back.
Alicia, she's the exact same. She looks the exact same. That hair.
Yeah.
Exact same.
It's crazy.
She's fine. I think Tamara needed somebody to agitate her. And so Gretchen's like filling that void perfectly. But my issue really is Tamara. And here's why. I think she's a great housewife in a general sense. Yeah. But right now, she is in such a spiral and it's becoming unbearable. On the top level of OC right now, they're fighting about bloggers, which anytime a franchise starts fighting about who's submitting things to bloggers and this and that, I hate it anyways. But Tamara is also a podcaster. So like, you are the media. So how can you be mad if somebody is talking to Kiki Monique, talk of shame, when you are literally have an entire staff of people doing this shit and could do this stuff.
Yeah.
So I just find that very hypocritical. But Tamara, I'm sure you remember, because I remember you made a video about her announcing like she was autistic and never was diagnosed. She's in therapy. But she acts like just going to therapy absolves her from everything she's ever done or anything she could ever do. Like she is now some holier being because she's like attempting to be better. But her actions don't follow that.
Yeah.
She's still doing the like big things that are like issues to me and to other people. Her daughter won't speak to her because her daughter has asked to not be talked about on the show. She won't stop talking about her daughter on the show. Still to this day.
She has Ryan, and then she has 2 or 3 kids with Simon,
3 kids
right?
with Simon.
That Simon took them off the show.
Simon took them off the show. They've all become 18 since. And so
now they can choose.
2 of the 3 kids with Simon have or are on the show.
Okay.
One of them like moved out when she was still a minor and did not want to live with Tamara and stopped speaking to Tamara because she didn't like what had happened in the divorce, and then it got worse, or she moved out because she chose her dad's side, but then she stopped talking to Tamara because Tamara would not stop basically using her as a storyline, and would not, literally for years, has not stopped talking about how her daughter doesn't talk to her. But her daughter doesn't talk to her because she talks about it on the show.
Wow, isn't that circle so round?
Yes. So, like, that pisses me off in her little therapy appointments.
Yeah.
And then she gets, like, so mad and, like, throws these, like, bombs out, and definitely, like, eggs on the drama, which that's fine. That's that's your job.
Sure.
But then she literally is like, I didn't do anything. And it's like, hey, you did have a hand in this. Like, you may not have been the one who did the problem wrong, but you were also bringing it up at not a timely thing. Like, she holds on to things for like a year or 2 years, and will be like, this person recorded you a year ago. And then they'll get mad, of course, but like, you're not a good, holy person because you're like now coming out with this.
Does she have friends this season?
I will say she has allies. I don't think people want to be her friend. But she has people on her side. Emily and Gina are two people that midway through the series. Like, they've been on it for a few years. They're on her side a little bit more because right now they're battling against this newer housewife, Katie, because she's the one, quote unquote, talking to bloggers. When they all are, or they are bloggers. And so, like, those people are also against Katie, so they're on Tamara's side, I think, because they're just against the other person.
They just need the numbers.
Except for one of them has a podcast on Tamara's network. And I'm like, this is a conflict of interest.
Jesus. Okay, so we're at what? Season
19, I think?
Jesus.
I know.
You're right, 19.
And
so, it's Tamara.
It's Tamara, Gina.
Heather Dubrow
Heather's
is still there.
Back on it. Yep. And then we have like two newer housewives.
Gina and Emily. Okay.
That are like their friends.
Jennifer and Katie. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. How's Heather Dubrow doing? How's my girl?
She's right in the middle, perfect, where she can be like, oh, that was me.
I love her.
Because Tamara pulled out a fat photo of one of the new girls and is like showing everybody this photo of when this girl was heavier. And Heather's like, yeah, that was wrong. But also, like, Tamara's going to therapy, so we need to give her grace. It's like, no.
Goodbye, Heather.
Just because you go to therapy doesn't mean that's not a shitty thing to do.
Though? Heather always gave me a little fat phobic. So I think that she's like,
absolutely.
Like, especially every time she goes to eat and she's like, can you do that without butter and salt and oil? Can I just have it fucking plain in water? I'm like, oh my God.
You're going to hate this last reason why I'm really annoyed with Real Housewives of Orange County. They won't stop talking and bringing up Teddi Mellencamp.
Oh my God. Let her go. I know I feel very bad that she's going through a terrible spot with cancer. I still don't like her as a person or a housewife. Get her off my screen.
If you have to flash up a photo of this person to describe what's going on because she's not a cast member, what are we doing? I understand the first like few episodes is when like they found out about her cancer. So Tamara's very upset, rightfully so. Understand covering that. That's breaking news for her. That's an emotional toll. But they go to New Orleans and Tamara's like they decided the cast trip is New Orleans and half the group is on the way there in the last episode. And Tamara's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And they're like, why? And she's like, the last time I was in New Orleans was when like Teddi collapsed. And like, that's when like how we found out she had like tumors in her brain. And it's like, that is very sad. Absolutely. But what does that have to, why is this the storyline?
I hate that Teddi's involved in 2 franchises. She's not on either of them. Get her off my screen.
We're going to get it on Beverly Hills too, because like, of course, Kyle Richards is going to be upset. And I understand that a little bit more. Like,
cue the person from BravoCon telling Kyle to stop pushing Teddi down our throats. Yeah. You don't want it. I'm very sad. I don't care about it.
Post it on your personal pages. Like, talk about your journey, your best friend having cancer. I understand that.
Don't waste my hour.
Why is this whole season revolving around Teddi's cancer, which is horrible? Feel for her. But, like...
It's not a fun housewife experience for us. It's very sad. It's not something I want to watch on my TV.
No, I'm so sorry. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. It's the fact It's not even that it's Teddy at this point. It's that it's this whole storyline about someone who's not on this show.
Get her off my screen. Stop pushing her down my throats. We don't want her.
So yeah, I hate Real Housewives of Orange County.
I'll tell you where I am, though. I'm in season 9 of Orange County. Let me tell you, Brooks is still round with Vicky. Vicky has just...
Is Megan King Edmonds there yet?
I don't think so. Who's that? Is she a brunette?
She's really tall and lanky. Her husband is Jim Edmonds. He was a baseball player.
Would I remember her?
Oh yeah. At one point, Vicky will say, like, talk to me, like, your marriage will only last 5 years. Talk to me in 5 years.
I don't think so, because there is a new girl. I just don't know her that well yet. She just got introduced. I'm at the beginning of season 9.
Okay.
I don't know who the fuck she is, honestly. She has 2 young kids. I don't care. Shannon, though, is finally on my screen.
Megan doesn't have any biological kids when she's on, when she starts.
But I finally have met Shannon. She's a nutcase. No, she's like paying this doctor. She's playing this guy from the stars, this Martian who's like
Alicia.
Touching her
sees
stomach.
him like all the time over the years.
And her husband hates her. Are they going to get divorced? Her. They're going to get divorced.
I don't even want to tell you what happens.
They have to get divorced
because
he hates her.
Just you wait.
He hates her. Tamara,
they will have some marital issues, and they will go to like a couples thing, and it's like a weekend. It is the most insane TV I've ever seen. You're right, he hates her.
I just watched this scene where they're kissing, and she's like, "I wish I was drunker for this." And I went, "She hates him too." They hate each other, and it is the weirdest thing. But she is loopy. That woman, she is nuts. I love her, though. And Tamara really loves her. Tamara's like, this is a fun couple to party with. They're all hating on my girl, Heather. They say she has a stick up her ass. But you know what? I love Terry and Heather. Those two are so funny together. I like when she's annoyed with Terry in public. I think it's so funny. I think it's endearing. I think these two like really complement each other. And I do think Vicky and Tamara are rude and they talk over Heather a lot. Because I wanted to hear the story of Heather and Terry getting together, but Vicky kept interrupting.
I love them. I feel like they're very real to who they are. Like they're not putting on airs. Like that's just who they are. And they're fancy pants. And that's what I want.
I love fancy pants. And I liked how, like, even when they are not perfect, they show it. Like, Terry was like, what's wrong? And Heather was like, I don't want to tell you because you're going to tell me I'm being overly sensitive. And he's like, I promise I won't say that. And she's like, yes, you will. You always say it. And he was like, I really promise. And then she opened up to him and he was like, I'm sorry you feel that way. So he was really good about it, but she was scared to open up. I just really like it. I like their kids. I think Heather's a hilarious mom. Like, her kid was like, I want to build a house made of gingerbread. And Heather's like, got it. I'll add it to the plans. But she's so dead ass serious. And Terry's like such a nut. I love them. But Vicky's crazy. She just yelled at Brianna because Brianna doesn't like Brooks. And she's trying to... What?
Is that at like a party and like Brianna's there?
No, she went over to Brianna's and was like, I've been talking to my therapist and my therapist says I need to live my life without the concern of you. And Brianna's like, do whatever the fuck you want, but I'm telling you, I don't like Brooks and I don't want him around me or my kid. And she's like, Brianna, you have to like him. And Brianna's like, fine, I'm not concerned. My favorite was Brianna looks her mom dead in the face and goes, you don't want my concern for you? Fine, no problem. I don't have that for you anymore. And I went, whoop. And Vicky's like, Brianna and I have never been better.
That whole saga, I'm not joking, Alicia, is so unhinged. At one point, Brianna will be at the reunions because it's like such a thing.
She was at the last one. She looked
she continues.
She looked Brooks straight in his face and was like, you told your husband to start hitting me. And Brooks was like, yeah, I apologize for that. And all the other housewives were like, you said that? Like, even Gretchen, who hates Vicky, was like, you fucking said that? And then Vicky's like, he didn't say, I didn't hear the recordings. And Andy's like, why not? And she goes, because I don't want to listen. And I was like, dude, he said to hit your daughter.
Yeah. Like, she literally looked past anything with that man.
Like, and then he's still taking her on dates. Crazy. And I don't really like Brianna's husband either, because he's also a nutty. He was like yelling at some elderly woman for sitting on Vicky's couch, and that was crazy. I was like, Jesus.
It's just insane that like Vicky wants to be loved so bad, and that's basically her storyline for years. Her love tank. So she divorces Don, like she starts dating Brooks, and all she wants is this at any cost. Like the relationship with her family
is worth it.
It doesn't matter. She just needs to be loved.
My favorite. Dawn and her are still going through this divorce, and she will not file because she doesn't want to pay him alimony. But they just filed, and she goes, he's asking for spousal support. I'm going to fight him on it. And I go, just give Don. He's so sad and lonely. Just give Don some fucking money. Just give him. Michael hates. I love Michael and Vicky, because Michael, you cannot convince me this man actually enjoys. He might like his mom, or he might love his mom. He doesn't like her.
No, yeah.
Here's Michael. He's like, I've lost 10 pounds or something. And Michael goes, that's not a big deal. And she goes, I run 3 miles on my bill every morning. And he goes, I highly doubt that. And she goes, no, it's true. It only takes me like 45 minutes. And he goes, that's not that fast. And she's like, she cannot win with this. He hates her. He hates her.
Stop talking to me. Leave me alone.
And then at the insurance place, she's like, I'm trying to feng shui, Michael. And he goes, please get out of my office. Like, he hates her.
I cannot believe that he went and worked with her. He still works with her to this day.
Cannot believe it. Because he hates her. He is so annoyed with his mother always. It's my favorite storyline.
I think Vicky is so successful. She's a great housewife. I could never work with her.
Oh my God, she drives me. She's always like, why are we not working? Why are we breathing? We should be working. And I'm like, Jesus, Vicky. But yeah, so that's happening. It's fine. We're still getting into the season. You know, we got to get there. And then this reunion will be the one where Tamara says, that's my opinion. And I'm very excited to finally see that. So we'll see. But that's what I'm watching at work.
Can't wait for that.
What am I watching out of work? The Summer I Turned Pretty. Thanks for asking.
Well, yeah.
I'm not caught up, but I did watch Connie's episode. Can I say it's weird that he can't be around Belly because he's so in love with her? The fact that he can't breathe, like, she literally in his episode goes, can you give me a ride? And he's like, no. Why? What? You see her on her sad fucking bike.
I know.
You know what?
Also, why couldn't she just take the car? If you can't be around her, I would have been like, here's the keys. Take them.
Yeah. And you know what? I am repeating. So I love Drew Afawalo and her sister. They do this podcast together called Two Idiot Girls. And I was thinking this watching it last week. And then they expressed these thoughts in a way that like it finally made sense, so I can get it. Why can't you be in a car with her? You're so like, I need to bang her. Like, you can't not just hang out with her. You're so...
I understand it probably hurts because I don't think it's that he would bang her. I think it's that it's so painful for him because he exited. Like the minute he was at 4th of July and then he never came home again really to ever be around them. So in 40 years he's never had to be around her except for like one time.
Be normal though.
I know.
And don't sit here and tell me, like, he can't be normal. It's going to hurt. I have been around unrequited love, and I've been fucking normal. I think it's the
fact that all the errands were for the wedding. I could not go in, like, the love of my life, go, like, take them on errands to, like, plan their wedding.
I'm going to say it. It doesn't have to be the love of your life. You dated her for less than a year. Sure, you've known her your whole life. But
it's different.
No, I'm so sorry. It's not.
Because the ending, I think because of how it ended, I think it's this like big open gaping wound.
You need to get over it. There is both.
He has not moved on at all.
You need to get over it, sir. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely.
Don't talk about my Connie baby like that.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Both these men, terrible. Also, can we question if their mother, Susanna, is not the real villain in the story?
It's becoming weird.
She was like, first of all, her being like, Belly, you're always going to end up with one of my sons. Let Belly date fucking anyone else, honestly. These are like her brothers that she grew up. Let her date someone else.
And saying like it's not like because she was in love with Conrad for her whole life, being like, I would love to have you as a daughter-in-law. Like that would make me so happy if that ended up. It's that she's like, oh, just pick which one. It's one of these two.
And she is setting her sons up to fight over this girl because she
Correct.
also to them is like, you can never do better than Belly, right? The whole time she's telling Conrad, she looks at you like you hang the moon. And then she's telling Jeremiah, go be nice to Belly. Fucking leave them alone, honest to God. And then she looks at Conrad and she's like, take care of your brother for me. Literally.
Okay,
stop.
Taking care of him doesn't mean handing over the love of your life for him.
Okay, sure. But also, like, he didn't really he broke up with Belly. And then weirdo Belly dated
Belly broke up with him. Belly broke up with him.
At prom?
Belly broke up with him.
Well, yeah, but he pushed it a little. He was self-sabotaging.
Correct. But I'm just saying, Belly ended that.
Up with me, and she said, fine. That was the convo I took.
But, like, you didn't, like, at any time, then when they were at the summer house, he could have given her any type of feeling that he was still in love with her.
No, literally.
And it didn't happen.
No.
And then whenever, like, Conrad catches Jeremiah and Belly kissing, that's when you go to your brother and you say, like, how could you do this to me? Like, even if it's done between Belly and Conrad, how do you do that to me as your brother 2 months after we broke up?
Which again makes both of these boys villains in their own stories. I don't know what Jeremiah was thinking. Why would you want to hang out with date someone who banged your brother? Second, though, why didn't Conrad use his words?
At any point. I'm not saying he has to be eloquent at all. Little inkling he was into her.
He could have just said, are you in love with Belly? And Jeremiah could have said, yeah, I have been for a long time. And he could have said, so am I. And they could have went to Belly and said, we're both in love with you. Now you pick. And then whatever happens, happens. And it would have been weird. It would have all been weird. It's a weird situation to be in. It's all weird. I'm not saying it's not.
Also,
but it's all weird.
Men need to speak and gossip more because, Steven, why aren't you telling anyone that Conrad's in love with Belly still?
What is Steven doing? He is playing both sides. That guy is not a good friend. He is playing all sides. He
told Conrad, like, to go after it if he's still in love with her. Go to your sister and be like, Conrad's still in love with you. Do you feel the same? I don't want to set him up for, like, being, like, wanting to go after you if you've moved on and don't want this.
Or go to Jeremiah and go, dude, your brother's still in love with Belly. Isn't it weird? It's a little weird. No?
Yeah, maybe you should go support him.
Well, maybe you two should just have a talk. And if Conrad is still willing to concede, go for it, my guy. You know, but, like, I think both of them are equally terrible. Like, I'm just like, yuck.
I know. And
the whole situation freaks me out because it's brothers. The whole thing freaks me out.
Because it's being drawn out. It's making it worse. Like, when you read the book, you're just, like, going through it quickly. So then you just, like, move past some of this stuff and you obviously get to the happy ending.
Because we're already 5 episodes into and we have yet to have really Belly and, like, Conrad to get together. So if this is, like, a one last episode thing, I don't think I'm going to like it.
No, it'll happen in the last. Maybe, like, the second to last, if they're really going to do what the end of the book gives and, like, fill out kind of, like, what happens a year from now, like, a year from, like, this summer, whatever, then, like, they would need that last episode for a little bit of it. But no, this will be drawn out. This week's episode was not anything to write home about. This was like a getting us to the next point. We're like, there's about to be a fight.
Between who? Belly and Jeremiah?
I don't know which one is going to come first, but there's, like, conversations because, like, the dad cheated on Susanna with, like, Kaylee, the assistant. Like, Kaylee's coming into the picture now. Like, Conrad knows, like, she's in the picture now.
Does Jeremiah know?
No.
Okay, because that's the other thing is Conrad seems annoyed that Jeremiah still talks to the dad. And I was like, but I don't know if Jeremiah knows.
I don't think he's annoyed that he still talks to the dad. I think it's that he's still seeking his approval so much when it's like he's a shitty person.
Yeah, but if Jeremiah doesn't know.
No, I know, but, like, without that even, like, he was a bad dad. But yeah, like, Conrad needs to be more forthcoming about what he knows because Belly knows that Adam cheated on Susanna with Kaylee. And I'm shocked that Belly hasn't made any comments even to Conrad about
You
Kaylee
need
like
to tell
planning
Jeremiah
it.
or something.
Or even just like, oh my God,
right,
this is weird.
Is planning. Oh
yeah,
God.
like even like just being like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. There's been no discussion, but yeah, Jeremiah doesn't know, Belly knows, Conrad knows. And Conrad mentions this week too, like, oh, like I've only told Belly about like my dad cheating.
See, and here's the other thing. As the older sibling, you want to protect your younger siblings, and I get that. So I feel like Conrad kind of stepped in where the dad probably like failed.
Yeah.
Where the dad failed Conrad then hid that from Jeremiah and like maybe stepped in a little more.
Which I get that. A little
so Jeremiah
bit, but
also might not know his dad's like super shitty. But also if your whole family kind of hates you and then your dad's like, I'm actually proud of you, you're like, oh, thank you, my one living parent. I get all sides. It's a weird, I don't like any of the sides. You know what I mean? I know. Get them all and I hate them all.
They are rightfully, because this is how the third book happens anyways, burning Jeremiah to the ground every week on how horrible he is. Like, he's just not an adult, and they're like propping Conrad up every week to be like,
he's not an adult.
Conrad's an adult and like can handle, well, he can handle his finances. He can handle like fixing the house up, like little things that are like clearly building Conrad up and burning Jeremiah to the ground every single week.
See, we're not burning Belly to the ground enough. Why are we dating brother?
No, I agree. They never will do that because then why have the show?
It's like dating Steven at this point. Like, I can't move on. This show is so ick to me that even the cute moments, I'm like, ew.
See, I think you need to stop watching week to week and just binge it once it all comes out.
It's weird. Even when they were like cute, like in the car together and they're like eating peaches, I was like, it's so weird to sexualize.
You're gonna lose it.
You're gonna lose it this week. Your brother's fiance. It's weird.
You're gonna lose it this week.
Jesus Christ. I don't want to watch it anymore.
I think you should stop watching.
I just don't. I'm just here for the music at this point.
Honestly.
And it was just that one song from One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
Anyway, can I plug something else I watched that was really good?
Yeah.
Do you know who Diana Taurasi is? The most famous women's basketball player of all time. She came out with but Amazon Prime came out with a documentary on her, and it was really good. It was really good. It went through her whole like college career, her professional career. 10 out of 10. I have to say though, it cracked me up because I grew up playing basketball, so I loved it. And I remember like when I really got into it, we would try and watch like the Chicago Sky games if they were like being shown on the local TV. And my mom, there were two players that were very well known, and that was Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi. And those were like the two big players. Yeah. And I remember my mom was always like, you should really like play more like Sue Bird, because Sue was known for being like very nice, a team player. Like she only got, I think, like a few techs in her whole career. Diana Taurasi got a technical every game. She was so rude. She's a monster, and I love her for it. My dad loved when Diana Taurasi would play because he would be like, she is so funny. She would always fight. She would always like say some bullshit to the refs. I once watched her get tossed out of a game. It was so, and my mom hated her. My mom would be like, this is not a nice girl. You can just tell. And I was always like, Mom, you're wrong. You're wrong. I love her. If I had a look at talent, this is who I would be. But you can't be bad and be rude. It just doesn't go. But I loved it, and so watching it brought me back. And then also I had forgotten that she got a DUI in her career. And I remember my mom being like, I told you that she was irresponsible. But I was like, Mom, I grew up watching Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie and Britney Spears, and they all got DUIs, and I still love them. That means very little to me, honestly.
Also, we let male athletes go by with all these other issues. Like,
I didn't care. But it was a really good documentary. Like, they did a really good job on her, and she is like such a fascinating person. But let's talk about this. Her now wife was married to a man when they met. And it's crazy that, because someone was like, we always say like, you know, all these women now have all this like riz or whatever. We need to talk about Diana Taurasi literally pulling a married woman that was so straight. Like, there was no, and this was the 2000s. We weren't questioning our sexuality back then.
Yeah, it was harder to, like, make the jump. It was riskier, this woman one would say.
Straight up had to be like, shit, I have feelings for Diana Taurasi. I have to break up with my husband now.
Yeah.
That's And we weren't just dating. We had to get a full divorce.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, and come
was
out.
hot.
Like,
yeah.
That's scary.
And her husband was hot. And we didn't know if Diana, she was like, fuck, I got these feelings. I got to maybe break up with my husband. And then Diana was like, hey, I like you. And she was like, thank God. I like you too. But it's very fascinating. Good documentary, 10 out of 10 recommend.
It's great. I love that.
Are you watching anything else we should talk about?
I'm not.
Are you listening?
I am. On Crime Weekly with Derek Levasseur, or whatever his name is.
That girl still on there?
She is.
Okay.
Her husband himself.
I know.
But she's back.
Okay.
So they're back doing their normal thing. This past weekend, I think it was 3 parts on Ocean Gate, that sub that blew up. So good.
We were fascinated by that.
So good. Because she really learned about the technical stuff. And there's a Netflix documentary, I believe. So I want to watch that next, but I'm glad I listened to their little bit.
Okay.
And then I'm probably going to watch that next. But it was really good because they really often debated around when you're pushing the boundaries and trying to learn more, whether it's in space or the ocean, you are going to constantly be told you shouldn't be doing things. So how do you explore while trying to be as safe as possible? It's not a bad thing that he wanted to push the bounds. It's that while doing that, he got the subpar materials, the cheapest stuff. If you want to really try to do this, do it. But don't put people's life at risk, paying customers' lives at risk. So it was really interesting to debate. Stockton Rush is a really smart, educated person, but he's a really terrible person at the same time.
Yeah.
And battling kind of those dynamics.
Interesting. Okay, so you recommend?
Yeah, I loved it. It's very, very technical, though. I will say sometimes I zoned out and had to backtrack because they worked a lot with Boeing and kind of different, a university. And so they talked a lot about carbon fiber and all these technical supplies, but it really did matter into the failures and the slow failure because they did a lot of different launches, smaller launches in the Bahamas, and why it failed. Honestly, it would have failed no matter what, I think, had they not done the other launches, but everything that led to it is a bunch of little dominoes falling slowly. And then a big boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it a listen. I listened to AZ's podcast. I did it.
Was that the first episode?
Yeah, the first episode. So I learned that her co-host, I don't think they're friends.
Oh.
I think they just know each other. They met.
For the podcast?
No, they had met before. They talked about how they met, but I think the co-host is in media, so I think that's how they met. I think they might have mutual friends. It wasn't totally clear. But they are not themselves that good of friends. I think they're passing friends of friends, which is fine, but
yeah.
Hopefully they become friends. So the host is more the host, which is good because she kind of kept the conversation going in a direction that I feel we needed to go. It was fine. I feel the thing was they were we want this podcast to be everything. We want to bring on chefs and we want to talk about travel. And I was no, don't do that.
You got to have some pillars of
it was this could be anything we want. Sometimes we'll interview, sometimes we won't. And I'm just keep it to AZ and her life, honestly. And bring in basketball players and discuss that. But you don't have to, they were we're such big foodies. And I was please don't talk about food.
Okay, then but you got to consistently do that. Ask every guest, favorite restaurant, favorite meal, row meal. You can incorporate things that you're fascinated about in your interview skills, but to bring on a chef and then bring on this random person and that, I wonder if kind of lower tier celebrities, because I'm going to call AZ a lower tiered celebrity.
Yeah, as you should, yes.
They think that just because they have followers that they have influence and that people are so obsessed with them that they will do anything that they put out. And that's just not how it is.
Yeah, I think she has some fans that will do that. I will more pick and choose. I'll look at the trailer. This week, the Stud Buds, I'm going to listen to that. But then when you bring on, if you bring on Gordon Ramsay, I'm probably going to skip that episode or whatever.
Yeah.
I won't even pull Gordon Ramsay, honestly. But I will say they did jump around a good. There wasn't anything we learned that was really groundbreaking. It was just we did All-Star Weekend, and like AZ threw the first pitch at the Washington Nationals game. I will say it was very cute that she like talked about Paige and how Paige like was very disappointed because her pitch hit the ground, and then Paige was like, "At least you're pretty, though." It was cute. It was cute that she like talks about her, but I wonder like. I don't know, like, she was asked, like, do you think Paige will come on? And AZ was like, maybe, probably, I'll, like, make her. And I was like, I don't know what's going to happen on this podcast. Yeah. It kind of stresses me. It was fine, though, I will say. I liked AZ better than the host, but I think the host is necessary.
Like, helps ground it, maybe.
Yeah, the host just felt like it was moving too fast. Like, she, like, she didn't follow up. Like, she'd be like, how was All-Star Weekend? And then AZ would talk about something. She'd be like, great, let's talk about this other thing. And I was like,
weird.
We're bouncing around a lot. And my other thing was, like, she would ask AZ a question. Like, she asked her, like, if you could build your own celebrity basketball team, who would you build? And then AZ answered. And then this random woman I don't care about was like, here's my team. And I was like, I don't care. I barely cared what AZ had to say about that question, honestly.
Yeah. Interesting. Well,
so we'll see how it goes.
I was about to say next week I think will be a better indicator because as they evolve it, they may realize like what people tune in for, and so that might create their like content pillars. Hopefully,
I keep it with in the basketball realm. I think keep it in there, but yeah, we'll see. So it was fine. It was only 45 minutes too, so it was an easy listen.
Makes sense.
But yeah, so. We did it! Yay! What a great episode. 10 out of 10 if I do say so myself. Do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.